Well, hello, and thank you guys for being here on a Memorial Day. Sure, you have other things to do, family, friends, as today is a holiday celebration of sorts. I wanted to talk to you real briefly. This is not going to be a long program at all. The new lineup starts tomorrow, and there's been a whole bunch of questions, and thank you all for inquiring of me what the new lineup is going to be. But I told you all as I found out information about the lineup. So what I'm going to do very briefly here, and if you guys are not watching us live, you can go back and take a look at this program, and you'll be able to see what your program lineup is going to be. And I'm not sure if they're going to be advertising it on Instagram or if they're going to post things on Facebook. I think there's been a couple of things posted on different people's pages about what the lineup is going to be. So the morning show is going to continue, but with one less occasional host. You know, the morning show, good morning, Willie Jones, thank you for being here. There was a switch off on the morning show where it was Homer's the main host on the morning show, and that's from 7 until 9. That's going to continue. Homer is just going to be co-hosting with Bailey Coleman, where before, when we were with Good Karma Brands, it would switch off between Bailey a couple of days a week and Damian Elzy a couple of days a week. That is now just going to be Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman from 7 a.m. until 9. Then my program will continue uninterrupted, same everything, same style that you're used to, from 9 until noon. So those things are going to remain intact, and we're going to be in the same studio as well. So even though we are essentially owned by Milwaukee Black Media, we're still going to be in the same place. Everything's going to look the same. Hopefully, good morning, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us on Memorial Day. I'm just running down, what the lineup is going to be, because I just found out probably in the last 48 hours as I was seeing posts on my Facebook feed of the graphics that are advertising the new show. So here's where things are going to be different. So after my program, from noon until 1 p.m., that used to be Kyle Wallace's Truth to Power. Kyle Wallace did not continue on with Milwaukee Black Media, so his show is being replaced by a show called Lunch Break, and I just put the flyer for the Lunch Break show up on the screen, so if you're tuned in via YouTube, you should be able to see that. It's going to be hosted by Ray Nitty, who some of you may know as a hip-hop artist, a local fella here who's been making music for many, many years. And then his co-host is a young woman by the name of Maybe Shannon. I've never heard of Maybe Shannon before, but I haven't heard of a lot of things. So she's going to be doing the noon to 1 show, co-hosting with Ray Nitty. Here's the part that I'm not. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. 414 Acorn and SC. Thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate you guys being here on a Memorial Day. I'm just going through what the lineup is going to be. So morning show is the same, Homer and Bailey. You won't hear Dame anymore. Dame might be pursuing other opportunities with ESPN or TMJ. We'll keep you posted on that. My show is noon until 12, as I said before, but then things change beginning at 1 o'clock, where Lunch Break is going to be hosted by Ray Nitty and a woman by the name of Maybe Shannon. I was told she's from Milwaukee, but she's out of Vegas. So when you view that program tomorrow at noon, right after my show, I don't know if Maybe Shannon is maybe going to be in Milwaukee or maybe going to be in Las Vegas. I looked her up on Instagram because I didn't know who this lady was. And I'm not saying anything bad about her, because I don't know who she is. I'm sure she's probably great. She got selected to get a morning show for a reason, right? But I don't know if she's going to be in Milwaukee in studio or if she's going to be remote, because we have in the past, you guys know this, when we had our morning show with DT and Telly. Truth in the Morning, it was called. What was that show called? I can't remember all the names of the damn shows. But Denise would often be remote because Denise Thomas lives in Texas. Side note about Denise, I don't think she is with us on the new Truth anywhere. Of the flyers that I've seen and the postings that I've seen, because remember, I'm seeing this stuff on social media just as you are. the flyers for the new shows on 1017 The Truth. I have not seen Denise Thomas's name anywhere. She has not been in any of the discussions that we have had. We've had a bunch of everything from group text messages to mass emails. I have not seen Denise's name mentioned. I even am unsure because Denise and Dr. Ken used to do a show on 620 TMJ on Sunday nights that would replay on The Truth on Monday. I don't even know if that's continuing. Dr. Ken also has a YouTube channel. Go follow him. He is at Dr. Ken's Truth. In fact, Doc and I talked a little bit over the weekend. He is going to launch his broadcast. I think he's going to do a short one today to introduce his show that's going to be exclusively on YouTube because Dr. Ken, as you guys know, is no longer with 1017 The Truth. He's not with Milwaukee Black Media. I want to get to the replacement for his show in just a second. So from 1 until 4, so after lunch break, so here's lunch break with maybe Shannon and Ray Nitty. Ray Nitty, maybe Shannon. I was told she's out of Vegas, but she's from Milwaukee. I don't know if she's going to be in studio tomorrow from noon until 1. I hope so. And also their guests on lunch break are going to be the mayor and the county executive. So if you guys want to hear from Cavalier Johnson and David Crowley, they're going to be the special guests on lunch break. And hell, I don't know if they're going to be in the studio either. And then from 1 until 4, this was Tory Lowe's old time slot. A lot of you are familiar that Tory Lowe has a whole new position with 620 TMJ. He's the community reporter, community outreach reporter. So Tory Lowe is staying with Good Karma Brands, not with The Truth, but going over to TMJ where he's going to have his show. I didn't post a flyer for Tory because Tory is a competitor now. He's on a competing radio station. But taking Tory Lowe's time slot on 1017 The Truth, starting tomorrow, is a guy named Manan Sabir. And it says Manan Sabir and the fill-ins. And I have the flyer up on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, play the video. It says wellness, healing, and community. And that's from 1 until 4. So if you want to be well, heal, and talk about community, then The Grapevine from 1 until 4 with Manan Sabir is going to be the show to listen to. And we need some wellness. We need some healing and some community. So that's 1 until 4. And so then that brings up the afternoon show that would be replacing Dr. Ken. 414 Acorn says, I've taken The Truth off my radio index, whatever it's called. Don't do that. Don't. Here's what I'm asking, guys. Just give it a chance. I'm going to give it a chance. I'm looking forward to listening to what the new Truth is going to sound like. I know the promotions you're going to hear, the advertisements for the different shows, they're going to have a different feel. I was given a couple of previews of what you're going to hear airing starting tomorrow because Milwaukee Black Media has to separate itself and differentiate itself from Good Karma Brands, and they're doing that with some of the promos. It sounds updated. I'll give you that. It sounds newer, and you were used to listening to our old promos where it would be us talking about our shows, or it would be clips from Tory Lowe talking about Trump being a businessman and making deals. And then, I had a bunch of promos. To the best of my knowledge, all of our old promos are gone. Obviously, any promos for Truth to Power or Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, all of those are going to be gone, and they're replaced by these new promos that you're going to hear. Okay, so a woman by the name of Jasmine Tyler, I put her flyer up on the YouTube. Her show was called The Tap In. Kind of Tory Lowe-esque. So I've had the pleasure of meeting Jasmine Tyler for the purposes of radio. I believe she's going by Jazz Tyler. Her show goes from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. Now, if you remember, Dr. Ken was 4 until 6. So the Jazz Tyler show, the Tap In, is an extra hour. So there's 3 hours of local broadcasted talk radio starting tomorrow instead of 2, because Dr. Ken was 4 until 6. And as I said a little while ago, Dr. Ken is going to be exclusively on YouTube, and he's been working on his YouTube channel all weekend. He and I actually did a couple of sample broadcasts, so I'm hoping that Dr. Ken will join me here on this YouTube channel, which I am going to keep this one in motion. I might even do recaps or reaction videos of the 1017 The Truth shows. I might do that here, but I'm certainly going to come back here on a regular basis. I might do, weekly recaps of my show. I'm going to figure out something to keep this YouTube channel up and running. And also, it's just a good idea. But also, it's a good place for you all to chime in, because we want your honest opinions, because this radio station was created for our community to have a place and to have a space to talk. I still want everybody to call. Our phone numbers are all going to be the same. The text messages, our line is all going to be the same. None of that stuff is at all going to change. And so we want you guys to still participate with us. I know the transition has been unusual. It has been rolled out in, I suppose, a unique way. But starting tomorrow, we're going to give it a shot, see how it goes. So Jasmine Tyler, who I met in 2023, right? Yes. She was a candidate for Milwaukee Alder in the 9th District. So the far northwest side, out by Northridge, that area, real far northwest side. So there were 8 or 9 people running in that primary, and ultimately Larissa Taylor got elected to represent the people of the 9th Alderman District. So I moderated a candidate forum for the candidates running in the 9th District. This must have been the winter of 23, because that election, I believe, was in 2024. And I think it had to have been to succeed Shantia Lewis. So I met Jasmine Tyler there. She's a community activist. She's an advocate. She does many things. So when her flyer, the one that I have posted on YouTube right now, was made public on social media, a lot of folks were commenting saying that she's great. She's the real deal. They know her from a bunch of different capacities. I know that she has done work with music artists. I think she may have worked with or worked for T-Pain at one point in time. I believe Jasmine Tyler, whose show, The Tap In, which is going from 4 until 7, Monday through Friday, I think she also does some work with Dr. Fuller at Dr. Fuller's school. So great. This is all promising. Okay. E. Gibson says recap the show from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. to keep the YouTube channel going and updated. So I guess give me a little grace, because I have been off from a daily 3-hour broadcast for a week and a half. So I go back tomorrow. I got to get my sleep schedule back on track. I've been kicking it, y'all. Been staying up late. And by kicking it, I mean watching stuff on Netflix. But I got to get my sleep schedule back on track. I'm going to do my first 3-hour show tomorrow for the first time in a week and a half. I don't know if your boy is going to have the energy to do another 2 hours. And here's the other thing, and I want to be respectful, because I know that while the other shows are having their first day tomorrow, if I come on here and start giving my thoughts and opinions on, because a lot of stuff is going to be new tomorrow. The problem is I don't know what. I know the promos are going to be new. Obviously, the shows are going to be new. There's going to be different people in the studio. Other than Zach, I'm not even clear on who. I don't even know who my producer is going to be. I think it's going to be Xavier, but I don't know. I haven't heard from him all week. Well, he called in last week. He did like a little prank call. He thought I didn't know it was him. But yeah, Xavier and I, who was my previous producer 10 days ago at 1017 The Truth, I think he's still my producer. I don't know. Surprise. Who might be a white person in there in a producer studio. So yeah, I'm not sure. But what I don't want to do is broadcast on here while we have 1017 The Truth shows going, because I want to listen. You know what I mean? I want you guys to listen too. There's still the Facebook group where I know y'all are going to chime in and tap in on your opinions. And you can do that in real time, right? So if you're listening, driving around the city or whatever, if you're listening at work, or if you're working from home, you can go to the Hughes Views 414 Facebook page. If you're not a member, go ahead and request to join, because that's where we sound off about, the topics of the day and, your honest opinions about things. Al says, good for you. Got to take care of yourself. It was great being off to just not have to think about what I'm going to discuss every day for 3 hours. It was just good to relax. I spent some time with my family. I saw my friends. It was good. But I'm back at it tomorrow with new management and ownership. So this program that I'm doing right now, I'm not probably gonna go a full hour because your boy gotta make sure I'm well rested, and I gotta cut my grass today, and I gotta get all my stuff done around the house before I go back to my work routine, and I probably am gonna have a bunch of meetings. So I haven't quite figured out what the schedule for this YouTube channel is going to be. I might also do like recorded videos that I may throw on here. I would like to go live consistently. I'm at least going to do a show on the weekend here on this YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Because I know that by the end of this week, and this is a short week, we're going to have a lot to talk about. And I want to hear honest opinions from you guys on what the show, and I think that all the hosts are going to want to hear honest opinions too. Don't be mean. Because some of these people, to the best of my knowledge, have never had radio shows before. And it's not easy to do. And you got to give them a little bit of grace because when you're new, you have to figure out what your lane is. You got to figure out what you're comfortable talking about. You have to figure out if what the host is communicating, if it's coming through, if it's coming across, if it's coherent, if it's timely. So let me go through these one more time just so I have it on the record for the YouTube. So we have so the morning show is the same. Homer and Bailey Coleman from 7 until 9. Dame LZ is no longer going to be doing the switcheroo that they were doing. So Monday through Friday, 7 until 9, you're going to get Homer. You're going to get Bailey. If Homer's not there, then you're going to get Bailey for those 2 hours. If Bailey's not there, you're going to get Homer. 9 a.m. until noon, The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, that remains, right? Starting at 1 o'clock, lunch break with Ray and Shannon. Ray Nitty, who you all know as a hip-hop artist who is from Milwaukee. I think he's originally from the Caribbean. But Ray has been around for many, many years, very popular guy. He also ran for alderman as well in 2024 against Bob Bauman. He was unsuccessful. And he's going to be joined by a woman by the name of Maybe Shannon. That is her name. She's on Instagram as Maybe Shannon. Go and check her out. She's in Vegas, but she's from Milwaukee. I don't know if Ray Nitty's co-host Maybe Shannon is going to be in Milwaukee tomorrow for the debut of their show or if she's going to be remote from Vegas. I guess we'll all find that out at the same time. Their special guests and this is the show that is replacing Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace because Kyle Wallace is staying with Good Karma Brands because he has a 3-hour show on ESPN that he's been doing for years. A lot of folks didn't know that. They found out for the first time that Kyle Wallace was actually doing shows on 2 different networks. He did Truth to Power from noon until 1, and then he did an ESPN show from 2, and still does it, from 2 until 5. So he's going to continue with his ESPN show. But lunch break with Ray and Shannon is going to be taking that spot, and tomorrow they're going to have the mayor and the county executive on. Then from 1 until 4, this would be the Tory Lowe slot. You have Manan Sabir and the fill-ins. I don't know what that means, you guys. Does that mean that he's going to have rotating co-hosts? I put the flyer up, and you can see the logo. The grapevine is written in the same Truth style. So at least they're keeping our logos the same. He is from 1 until 4. That's the Tory Lowe spot. Tory Lowe is now the community engagement reporter for 620 WTMJ. I'm still going to see Tory. Tory is still going to be in the same building. I'm still going to be broadcasting. The Truth is still going to be in the 3rd Street Market Hall until Milwaukee Black Media builds us a studio somewhere, sometime in the future. But until further notice, that's where we're going to be. So 1 until 4 is Manan Sabir and the Feelings. I've never met this gentleman before. I'm looking forward to meeting him and working with him. And maybe his show's going to be very good. It's going to be a very interesting show. Wellness, healing, and community is the tagline or the theme of the show. And then you have the tap in with Jazzy Tyler. She goes by a couple of names. Jasmine is her name. It says Jazz Tyler here on the flyer that I put up on YouTube. And she is replacing Dr. Ken from 4 until 7. She does some community work. I've been told she works with the youth. I only met her once. Very pleasant lady, very nice. She was running for alderman of the 9th District. I moderated a candidate forum. She was one of the candidates a few years ago. Jasmine also does some work with Dr. Howard Fuller at his school. So here's the good news, right? Dr. Ken's show went from 4 until 6. Now you have local talk from 4 until 7. So we get an extra hour, like daylight savings time, but with Black Talk Radio. Go add Dr. Ken. I know that there have been, mixed reviews about Dr. Ken. Dr. Ken I've known for a very, very long time, 20 plus years. He was my colleague on 1017 The Truth. He is someone, even though we fundamentally disagree on stuff, I'm like our on-air stuff, but if there's something I need or, advice that I'm seeking, Dr. Ken has always been a go-to for me. He is going to be broadcasting exclusively on YouTube, and I think he's going to be competing with his 1017 The Truth show because he's going to be on YouTube, and Dr. Ken's YouTube channel is, I think it's at Dr. Ken's Truth, DRKEN Truth, at Dr. Ken's Truth. So go and add him. He said he's going to do a broadcast. Maybe he's doing one today, like an intro, because he's going to be on YouTube exclusively as well. And then he's going to resume daily from 4 until 6 on YouTube. So I'm looking forward to see how Dr. Ken embarks on his next part of his broadcasting career, because he is now doing what I eventually would like to do. I may be a long way off. I do know this, and thank you guys for sticking with me last week, because those shows sucked. Because they kept crashing. Like we'd be broadcasting, I'd get on a roll, and all of a sudden the stream would stop. It literally took me all of last week, all of the weekend, and up until like 20 minutes before I hit stream on this show, but for me to get the settings right. So I don't know how it sounds. I'm going to have to do the playback. So if my microphone and volume levels sound okay, then this is likely the settings I'm going to keep, because we've gone 22 and a half minutes and we have not crashed. I got my meters going on my different levels. Everything looks to be okay. So 414 Acorn says, totally feel you, sister. I'm a-rolling now to calm down. What are y'all talking about? Sherwin, if you stay in YouTube, we will let you rant about women for as long as you want. No, you won't. Y'all don't like when I talk about, because I'm giving my opinion, and women don't like men's opinions. Women like their opinions that are also shared by men. However, I appreciate you all allowing me the versatility and the flexibility to show a different side of me. Uncensored. Some of our shows, well, hell, all of our shows last week that we did here were uncensored, and Al called in with a doozy. That's something I'm looking forward to, because there's stuff that I simply can't say, topics and concepts I can't bring up Monday through Friday, because even though it's owned by black people, it's Milwaukee Black Media, it's still corporate radio, and there's rules, and there's sponsors and advertisers. Here, because I'm not sponsored by anybody except myself, at some point I'm going to sell T-shirts and coffee mugs. But because I don't have any sponsors to adhere to their rules, I can be a little bit more free here and a little bit more uncensored. And I appreciate that, because sometimes when I'm on the air Monday through Friday, I want to cuss so bad, because there's some things that some feelings and emotions that cannot be expressed without profanity. And I can't use profanity on the morning show. Lady B says, I'm sipping my coffee, wishing I had a cigarette, and I don't even smoke. Well, don't everybody relax. It's going to be fine. It's good. Okay, guys, so I went through the shows Monday through Friday. The lineup has changed a little bit. I'm not doing a full hour today because I got stuff I got to do, and I also wanted to test out these settings, and maybe I should
I should end this broadcast before something goes wrong, but I'm going to go through the shows again tomorrow. Morning show, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until 9. Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman. That remains unchanged, save for Dame Elsie, who is no longer going to be with them. Then my show is going to continue from 9 until 12. Make sure that you join me tomorrow. We're going to have great conversation. I don't know about what yet, probably about the new lineup, but I remain intact 9 until 12. Then starting at 1 o'clock, where Truth to Power was, you're going to have lunch break with Ray Nitty and Maybe Shannon. Ray, you know, as a local fella, hip-hop artist, went national, international with his song Bow and a whole bunch of other songs that he did. And then his co-host, Maybe Shannon, who I hear is from Milwaukee, but she's out of Vegas. I don't know if she's going to be in studio tomorrow or if she's going to be broadcasting remotely from Vegas. Their studio guests, I think in studio guests, they could be calling. Who knows? I don't know anything, really. The mayor and the county executive, and then you have after that the Grapevine, which is replacing the Tory Lowe show with Manan Sabir, and it says the fill-ins, says that right on the, looks like an AI generated flower. Oh, look at the details. I got the flyer up on YouTube. It's got carrots and vegetables. Maybe he's going to talk about juicing. Maybe he's going to talk about healthy breakfast from 1 until 4. I need to be healthy. I need to talk about juicing. I need some wellness. So you get 3 hours of that. And then the tap in with Jazz Tyler from 4 until 7, replacing Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken. Dr. Ken is going to be on YouTube. In fact, go add Dr. Ken's page. He might have stuff up on his page. Now, I don't know. He and I chatted over the weekend a couple of times. And we did a couple of test broadcasts because he and I are going to chat on each other's YouTube platforms, and I'm looking forward to talking to Dr. Ken. Imagine Dr. Ken on my YouTube channel as a guest, and I start cussing at him, and there's nothing he can do. Sherwin, why are you cussing at me? That's not very appropriate. I can't stand how they're playing in our face. I don't know, Acorn. It's just, I'm hoping that this new Milwaukee Black Media thing, I haven't even talked about our collaboration because we're all together with WNOV and with the Milwaukee Courier. We haven't had any meetings with them. I don't know when those are going to take place. At some point, the people at The Truth, the new hosts, the producers are the same, I think. DJ Brother Z, Zach, he's staying with. In fact, I think they're working today. So all these new people, Manan Sabir, Maybe Shannon, Ray Nitty. Ray Nitty called me over the weekend, too, looking for some advice, which, if you ask me, I'm going to give it to you. But they're all at the market hall today getting, trained or something. Because there's building access stuff that they all have to figure out. So they're all there now. I'm not there because I don't need to be trained on how to get in a building and how to park. I've been at that building for 4 years. So I hope they're not broadcasting today. I know that I'm not. They might be doing something on 101.7 The Truth today. I don't know if they are. But the lineup starts tomorrow. So, okay, guys. Just give them a shot. This is all new for me, too. And maybe my show tomorrow is y'all airing your grievances about how you don't like change. Look, there was a period of time where I didn't think that I was going to be a part of the new lineup because, these folks can do whatever they want to. Now, we obviously worked something out to where I'm going to remain from 9 until 12, which is a good thing because I think that the stability of, my show continuing and the morning show continuing, if it was all new shows, that's a little tough because it takes you a while to get used to new hosts. And the problem, though, that we've had, I'm going to say this and I got to get the hell out of here because I got to go do stuff, is right when you get used to a host, right when you get used to a show, and you can tell the hosts and the producers, they find their groove and the shows are interesting, they're informative, they're entertaining, and you start looking forward to that show. Maybe you didn't like them in the beginning, but then after a while, some of y'all was rocking with Jamming with Juice, or some of y'all was rocking with DT and Telly, and then boom, their show's gone. Right? Or a host is gone, or they change producers. Changing producers can alter the sound of a show that we get used to. I'm the first one to say that. Because when I listen to a radio show, I don't necessarily listen to what they're talking about, because a lot of times we talk about the same shit. I want to hear how it's produced, the production value. So, Lady B said they knew better to come correct with Sherwin's salary. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, you know. The experience is worth something. I have a plumber that I've been using dude for probably at least the last 10 years. Because every so often I might get a clogged drain or something and I can't unclog it with Drano or a plunger. Dude will come and unclog my drain in like 5 minutes. I let him in the house. I go sit down in the living room or whatever. I had him replace a faucet. Just like, little simple stuff because I clearly am not a plumber. And dude is in and out of my house in like 10 minutes most, the tops, right? But he gonna charge me $150, $175. And I said, why, dude, you only here for 10 minutes. Why are you charging me so much? He's like, I'm charging you so much because I can do in 10 minutes what you couldn't do at all because of my experience. And I was like, cool, and I'm going to pay you to get you in and out of my house and to get the plumbing fixed and to get the drains unclogged. So the longer you have been doing something, the more you should be able to receive in compensation because you have that experience. So, all right, guys. I even have music. Listen to this. Listen. Hold on. I guess this is my outro music. Thank you, guys. Have a good rest of your day.